And it's tough that, that we're living under a system right now of that more harmful lens of Christianity. And those people who have that lens, who are our brothers and sisters in Christ, want to impose all of that on all of us, no matter what. And that's where it's like, I know you may not be a Christian, but like this is affecting you so deeply right now. There is a question in there, but it's more of, I need some pastoral care actually right now. This is a mess sometimes, and I don't know what to do. And I know nobody has the right answers, but like, do you have ideas as a pastor of like how we as Christians can move forward who are not interested in having the fruit of our spirit yielding cruelty and division?
Yeah, that's such a great question. And it's, as you said, vitally important right now in this moment. And, we're seeing, I think, the weaponization of Christianity in the Bible in ways that we really have not seen in a really long time in this country, used to undergird really like authoritarian government. I was so disturbed a couple of weeks ago when the Department of Homeland Security released a couple of different videos with Isaiah Bible verses across the front about like, here I am, God, send me. And then it was like B-roll of ICE terrorizing immigrants. And like that kind of stuff is just horrific. And I do think that we need to speak out and say this is not okay. This is not of Jesus. But I think that getting caught just in constant outrage cycles sometimes can be counterproductive and also can kind of be the point. I mean, a lot of times authoritarian regimes and things like that, they feed off of just kind of, they call it flooding the zone with just garbage all the time that we feel like we constantly have to react to and have to call out and all this stuff. So I think that I've become convinced, especially over the last decade of pastoring Restore, that yeah, we need to call that stuff out, but we also need to be creating spaces and places online and in person that are just better, like better pictures of Jesus, better interpretations of the Bible, more beautiful expressions of faith, because that will end up naturally critiquing the other stuff in a way that I think is even more effective. And it'll also create spaces of belonging and mutuality and flourishing. Whereas just calling out the wrong stuff doesn't actually create the right stuff, if that makes sense. We have to spend time creating the right stuff too, which I think is what you're doing here on the Sacred Slope. That's what we're trying to do here, in Austin with our church and in online spaces all over the place, is trying to say, yeah, like let's call out the bad stuff, but we have to be doing the good stuff too.